Hi guys, RP Film Studios here, or Richard Payne here. It happened. Terrifier 3. I've been counting the days for this movie ahead of its release, all the way back in 2022 when it got announced, and we're here. So here's my spoiler-free review, and there will be spoilers because, oh my, there has to be a spoiler review for this movie because there are some stuffs that I can't talk about without going into spoiler. But just knocking off the bat, this movie being as a follow-up to Terrifier 2 just checked everything. Like, it was perfect. The performances, the super over-the-top kills, which we'll get into that. The action sequences, the story, just everything was fantastic. Like I said in my out of theater review, 10 people walked out of the screening that I was in, and 4, I think, left during the opening scene, and then 4, there were definitely some that walked out during the opening scene, I think 2 or 4, and then there were some other scenes down the road where, like, people were, and then you get to the shower scene, which I'll talk about in a minute, where people just were, like, screaming and just, like, so, like, going crazy. But I wanted to get this off the bat. I get the Terrifier movies. They're an acquired taste. You know, they're not for everybody. And I can understand that. You know, if you are against the Terrifier movies or don't like them, hey, I respect your opinion. Okay, I'm not going to tell you that, oh, you're not a horror fan for not liking this, but, you know, I'm not one of those people. I respect everyone's opinion. But I understand the Terrifier movies can be a bit extreme for some. But ahead of this release, I was seeing a lot of reports like, you know, it's banned in France for minors, and I mean, it's kind of obvious why it's banned for minors. I mean, this movie is and 2 people passed out or got sick during the UK screening. And the thing with Terrifier 2 is one person got sick. Like, that's how the whole thing kind of went viral, kind of, because the one person got sick. And now you got this film, which had two people getting sick. But, yeah, so I want to talk about the performances first. Starting off with Lauren Lavera back as Sienna. She just continues. She was already one of my favorite final girls from just her performance alone in Terrifier 2, but her performance in this movie just knocks it out of the park, and it is just so amazing. And her fighting skills, and her, just like her emotion she's able to put into the performance and the character of Sienna, it's just breathtaking, and probably up there with my favorite, if not my favorite, final girl. But she just continues to nail that role, and I really hope we see more in Terrifier 4, which is confirmed, by the way. And then next you got the boy, David Howard Thornton, as Art the Clown, and he just continues to bring this spark to the character that is both terrifying and hilarious, because Art could be doing these sickening so depraved things, and meanwhile his facial expressions, you're just laughing. But just his performance, and this is a character that doesn't speak whatsoever, and he's able to put so much into this role. And David is just the nicest guy, and it was just a blast getting to meet him and getting to meet Art the Clown in full costume. I felt, when I was in there, I was both in kind of fear, because I was very intimidated because of Art the Clown, but I was also feeling joy. But David is such a nice person, and he knocked it out of the park with this role. Samantha Scafidi as Victoria Hayes, she nailed it. Her character, she didn't get much in Terrifier 2 aside from the insane post-credit scene, but she definitely had a bigger role in this movie, and she is just as psychotic as Art the Clown. Her and Art's kills were so crazy. Like I said, 10 people walked out of my screening. It's so insane. This movie is just insane, but Samantha Scafidi just continues to be great in this role, and I'll touch upon more of her character in my spoiler review, which will be coming out Sunday. And this screen right behind me is a projector, so I'll try to have something projected to represent the movie. Maybe that's a poster or something, but I couldn't get it to work tonight. But I'll have it working for my spoiler review. The story. Elliot Fulham as Jonathan. We didn't get much of Jonathan, a whole lot, but for the scenes that we do get, how do I talk about this without spoiling? But the scenes that we do get are really great, and both of these characters, you see in this 5-year time jump that they were really affected by what happened and the loss of their mother, and even Sienna's aunt and uncle, which I did really enjoy. They were dealing with the loss of Sienna's mother. Gabby, who is Sienna's younger cousin, I was feeling fear because it's a child, and I was feeling fear like, oh, please don't let Art get her or anything like that, because Art does not hold back in this movie. No person, no child is safe in this movie. Art will do anything at any time to anyone in the most craziest way possible. And it's no brainer that there's a shower scene in here, and it's the one from you see it in the trailer. Art uses a chainsaw and kills 2 people. And that scene is the kill of this movie. It is the bedroom scene of this movie. It's the hacksaw kill of this movie. And it tops both of those. And it's not even a race. Like, this kill tops, honestly, it tops everything that came before. It goes on for a little long, but it is so crazy on what happens in that scene. And even the rest of the kills, like, people were talking about passing out or like getting sick during the opening scene. The opening scene wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's still crazy. I mean, it's a Terrifier film, what do you expect? But it wasn't as crazy as I was thinking it was gonna be. And I'll touch more upon the kills in my spoiler review. But the opening scene was crazy, to say the least, but it wasn't as crazy as, like, the shower scene or some of the other kills. And, we know if you paid attention, Chris Jericho is in the movie. And it's not really a spoiler, because, I mean, he's kind of said it himself, that he does die in the movie. So, yes, Chris Jericho does die, and it is a crazy kill scene. And just the side note, the Christmas atmosphere I love in this movie. The lighting, everything in the Christmas aesthetic was just beautiful. And this movie was just amazing. And I cannot wait to talk more about in my spoiler review on Sunday. But the story I thought was very interesting. I mean, it was a continuation of the second one, but I'm trying to think. I don't really have any issues aside from one very small thing, which you see in the trailer, this demon that Sienna sees, and, like, he's forging something with a hammer. We don't get a lot of him in the movie, but that's literally the only tiny, and that's not even a big complaint. That's like, I'll probably forget about this complaint within, like, the next day or so, and, like, it won't change how much I love this movie. This movie is the one. This movie is the best movie of 2024. This movie is my favorite film ever. I'm seeing it again on Sunday night. I'm most likely going to have the spoiler review up before then. But this movie was amazing, and everything I was hoping for walking into it. And this movie was everything I was hoping for and more. And Damien Leone, you just continue to amaze me, man. And I cannot wait to see where you go with Terrifier 4, because you are just so an amazing director, and you've continued to inspire me for the past few years now. And the Terrifier movies are the whole reason Lloyd the Fox and My Beast in the Cabin short film series, which is up on my YouTube, by the way, they're the whole reason these films even exist. So I owe it all to them for Beast in the Cabin. But this movie, I could go on a 2-hour rant about how much I love this movie. This movie was amazing. And if you can, see this with a crowd, because that is what I call the Terrifier experience. You have to see this with a crowd. Like, there's no other way. And at least not a crowd. Get a group of friends and go to the movies and watch this. Because this is the type of movie you need to see with a group of people, or a packed theater like I was. But this movie was amazing. Damien Leone, everybody working on the movie, you all did a fantastic job making this movie. And I thank you for making this movie. This movie is amazing. Forget Joker 2. This movie beats it by a landslide. But I will have my spoiler review out Sunday. If I had to guess, probably around 12. But yeah, I'll see you then, and thanks for watching. See ya. Quick thing before I go, if you guys have any other horror movies you want me to review, I'm more than happy to just comment down below what movies you'd like to see, and I got a lot more coming. See ya.